No, let's talk about Shun's side first before we talk about comical side. Since this side has some interesting, juicy information, they finally made it to the elf village. Now, I thought it'd be a lot harder for them, but since they had the proper guide, they were able to easily get there. And before I get into that, yes, some people corrected me on last video about the religions and which ones they worship and stuff like that and where they raised. Thank you for informing me on that. It's always good because I will always miss something when it comes to these kind of informal things. So it's good to know that there are people in the comment section that will remind me about what I missed out or what I got incorrected. As long as you're not a douche about it, I really am grateful for your insight. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back onto review. Now, they made it to the elf village. Of course, elves are always exclusive. They are like high society. They see themselves as, you know, the elites, as everyone else's commonwealth. They're commonplace. The peasants. It's perfectly humans. They don't even want to talk to humans, touch humans. That's probably the reason why the teacher's father, um, Pomeus, I can't even say his freaking name, the head elf, anyways, how he's probably wearing gloves when he's around the humans because he doesn't want to be touched by them. That's what I'm betting it is, despite how polite he is. Even to the nobles, he don't want to touch them. But anyways, let's focus on the village first. They get to see the majority of the class people. You know, all the classmates are there. Everyone looks a little different to the same. Even Faye get to see her friends. And of course, everyone's surprised how Kanata is a chick. But why is Kanata only a chick? And I'm still thinking that it's because of what happened during the flashback when they're playing the soccer game, where they're saying how Kanata probably only likes dudes. I believe the fact is that Kanata did like dudes, but he was too afraid to admit it because he was probably had a crush on Shun. So, as I remember what Initial D said, that they incarnate people best suited on their personalities. So I'm guessing since Kanata was afraid to ask Shun out in the past life because he was a dude and Shun was only interested in girls, Kanata became a female in this life. So now that we have a chance to, be with Shun and stuff like that. That's probably the reason why. So why Faye with the dragon? I'm still trying to figure that one out. It's probably because of karma, or maybe it's how highly she thought of herself. Who knows? Or probably she had a thing for Shun as well. Who knows? Well, anyways, but it seems like the class rep was there, and she seemed very cold-hearted towards the teacher because it turns out that some of them were sold off by their parents, but most of them were taken against their will. As I recall, something about human trafficking. That was probably what's going on. They were locating all the reincarnated children and were keeping them there at their village, far away from the elves, as you probably can guess, and would not come in contact with them only just to drop off supplies. Wow, talk about spiteful. Like, you gotta be kidding me there. So they understood, as they were getting along and talking, the point where they didn't want the sensei to be there because I guess they all have harsh feelings towards the sensei because of what she had to do to get them. She probably had to do worse things because remember, Sophia being a grown up in this timeline, just talking about murder, says, I want you to talk to me about that, especially all the things you've done. So she probably had to kill some people in order to get some of these students back. That's probably what happened. And so people probably resent her for that. So things are finally coming together. Even Kanata herself is saying how, hey, you can't fully trust Sensei. There's something going on. He's keeping too many secrets away from us. Now, with that being said, I've kind of got a guess of the others are that they're looking for. The others who claim that we know Waka was a spider, but people are probably guessing that the demon king, demon lord, I'm sorry, Ariel is probably the creepy chick that Shun was talking to, saw during he was getting the drinks back in the flashbacks. That's probably who the demon lord is. That's what I'm guessing, because you see the silhouettes as in the outro, like, okay, I'm putting it together now. It sucks that it was the mom who transformed, and that'll be cool still, but whatever. But she's probably the great ancestor towards Wakaba, and she's freaking out. So now we can talk about Wakaba's side. As I said in the last video, everyone's worshiping the spider. They're making spider cookies, merchandise, all this stuff. People visit the spider every day to give thanks because the village, the town, the country is prospering because of Wakaba. And how she's like saying, "Hey, I was a loner," and stuff like that, and I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't make small talk. I was an outcast. But yet here she is now. A totally different personality and everything. So that being said, everyone just all they're hearing is you're like, wow, that's hilarious. They're giving her food. They even make a little shrine that are protected by guards and everything just for her. Like, wow, that's nice. On the other side, the same head elf who we all thought was dead but isn't dead came by to that same country years ago just to talk to the noble and to look at Sophia because he probably knew that Sophie was there. I like to know how they know where these reincarnations come from. Like, how do they know where they're at? It's very interesting that they get to tell that. But either way, he was looking at her and knew that right away that she was a reincarnation. Sophia is trying to play low like an innocent little baby, but she ain't fooling no one. And he's even thinking Ariel's probably aware of the reincarnations. So because of that, she's, looking for them as well. They probably sent the spider as a misunderstanding that the spider is there because they're protecting Sophia, but that's not the case. Wakaba is there because she's trying to hide out from Mother and the Demon Lord while trying to as well, protect the baby on her own accord. But ended up becoming a local deity there herself. Very interesting. Now that being said, she's sensing the Demon Lords there at the same time. Mom is being weakened because they're eating her astral form. But even that, the mom still knew that they would come. See, the mom is still smart either way. They even set up all the spider traps, but it was still weak. That all this astral energy that her spirit, that her brains took, were sent to Wakaba, so she was able to win. However, her body side, her body brain, is gone. And it's because as there ran connection through the Demon Lord Ariel took the body form, the body brain. So that sucks. That was the first one. So it sucks to see the first one go. I'm tired. So anyways, it seems like things are in her favor. She finally defeated the mom, and I believe she's going to eat the mom's corpse. And if she eats that mom's corpse, she'll be really powerful. So we'll see from there. At the same time, Ariel is freaking out, even going to the, I'm guessing is a thing of power, I'm guessing. She probably doesn't want Wakaba to become stronger, so Wakaba will probably become the next, high spider, probably, if that happens. So she's feeling like, hey, this is a threat, and I gotta stop it. But it's probably unavoidable. We'll have to wait and see for more answers. Interesting, this entire dynamic situation. It's about time these two finally, they met before, but it was long distance. To do a proper fighting, fitting battle, as I want, Being the mom was kind of unsatisfactory in my opinion, but that's just how I felt. But other than that, I guess that's what needed to happen. You can't do an epic battle to such a powerful and yet smart creature. She had to, slowly drain her out and then finally do the proper move. Sometimes the best battles aren't won with fancy, sparkling attention, but just simple, basic strategy. And that's what happened here. So I do understand that. So anyways, that's like after this video. Again, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys look forward to the next episode. So I am too. So like, comment, subscribe, and of course hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Madman, signing out.